Hi guys, Heidi Cooper here, functional medicine practitioner, licensed esthetician from Skin Inside Out. Today I want to share 3 strategies for combating insulin resistance. So what is insulin resistance and why do we care about combating it? So insulin is a hormone that's secreted by the pancreas, and what it does, its job is to help take the blood glucose that's in your bloodstream from the food that you eat and convert it into energy. And insulin resistance occurs when the cells in the body stop responding to that insulin. So the body keeps pumping out all of this insulin, but the cells aren't responding anymore. And it's really problematic because it can cause all sorts of skin issues. We see acne and different skin conditions that can be as a result, but it can really wreak havoc on hormones, which in turn can create a lot of skin issues and just health issues in general because of this dysregulation. Insulin has a very interconnected relationship with all of our other hormones as well, sex hormones like testosterone, progesterone, estrogen. And if those insulin levels aren't balanced, then it can really create a lot of problems with all of those other sex hormones as well. So we want to make sure that we're doing everything we can to combat this insulin resistance that's so prevalent these days. And a lot of it really has to do with the standard American diet is really this overconsumption of processed sugars and carbohydrates that the body just doesn't really respond very well to, and that can certainly create a lot of issues with insulin. So number 1 to combat insulin resistance would be to make sure that we're keeping a lot of those refined sugars and carbohydrates out of the diet and making sure that we're eating more whole food items and lowering that carbohydrate and sugar intake and increasing our healthy fats and proteins and making sure that we're keeping all of those whole food items. That really is going to be helpful. Number 2 is fasting. Fasting can be a wonderful strategy to help with insulin resistance. There's a lot of work that was done by Dr. Jason Fung. He wrote a book called The Obesity Code, and there's a lot of really great information there about how fasting can really help with insulin and those blood sugar levels. And then number 3 is a lot of times insulin resistance can be a result of toxicity in the body, and this is really critical to make sure that we're detoxing on a cellular level and making sure that we're removing some of these toxins that can be really interfering with how the body should be functioning and how it can heal itself. So those are some really great strategies to work with, and you really have to work with true binders when you're working with cellular detoxification that cross the blood-brain barrier and pull these toxins that we're exposed to environmentally out of the body entirely. So these aren't necessarily things like cilantro. You might read about some of these weak binders that you can work with, but they're not going to be as effective as some of the true binders that you can work with that really remove some of these toxic exposures that we have that are creating a lot of this hormone dysregulation, like insulin resistance and PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian disease syndrome, and estrogen dominance, which is so common these days. So I hope that was some helpful information for you. If it was, please like and share this video, and please feel free to reach out if you have any questions about insulin resistance and any of the strategies that I shared to help combat that. So health and happiness. Have a super fantastic day. Thanks so much.